everyone, welcome to another episode of Confessions with Yoga the Biker. I am Yoga, and today we're having an interview with...
Hey guys, I'm Koi, also known as Boobs, Tattoos, and a Motorcycle.
Okay, and that is just across all platforms, Boobs, Tattoos, and a Motorcycle?
Yes, ma'am. Well, actually, only on Instagram. I'm not really on Facebook, but YouTube and Instagram, Boobs, Tattoos, and a Motorcycle. Underscores on Instagram, just Boobs, Tattoos, and a Motorcycle on YouTube. God, that was a handful, right?
I will have that tag below in the description so you guys can check her out. So, as always, I always ask the first question, what got you into riding?
What got me into riding? Actually, it was on my bucket list, and it was on my bucket list for a while. And I remember at the time being in grad school, sitting around the table with my classmates, and everybody was like, I want a motorcycle. I want to ride a motorcycle. I want to get a motorcycle. I was like, me too. And we all made a pact to do it. Out of that group, I'm the only one who did it. But yeah, I got into riding because it was on my bucket list, and it was a fear that I wanted to conquer.
Okay, so you said bucket list. What's a wow?
Ooh, honey. A wow. Let's say about minimum 4 years.
Okay, don't feel bad. It took me about 3 years before I finally got
okay.
My little riding course, and then finally actually getting licensed and all that fun jazz. So it's cool. So you're riding now. And what are you?
Right.
So what are you currently riding now?
Currently, I ride the best bike in the world, which is... She's like, wait, no. I ride a Kawasaki Ninja, honey. ZX6R, 2009.
That is this right there, because we literally have the same year and bike.
And we do, literally. It's just yours is in blue, and you're in Atlanta. That's funny, right?
The country, but it's cool.
You're like my sister from another mister, I swear.
I know. So, you've been riding how long at this point?
I have been riding for 4 years.
Okay.
I started off on a 250.
Okay.
I had the 250 for 1 year, and I was ready to upgrade. I upgraded to the bike I have now, which is a ZX6R, and I think I'm done with upgrading. I'm good unless I move over to a 750. But after the 750, a Gixxer, of course. I don't see myself getting anything higher than that.
And I don't know, with the 600 and 750, you can tell the difference, but it's like, do I stay with the 600 or do I upgrade a couple pieces and get a couple little? But
yeah,
time will only tell if she'll stay Team Cowie or go to the Gixxers.
Yeah. I love my Kawasaki. The Gixxer is a wider bike in the crotch area. It's wider and it's a little heavier than the 600. But other than that, you do feel a little difference. And you start it differently too. You have to hold in the... Anyway. Yeah.
Because I did a test ride for the demo, and then that's what I wound up upgrading from the 250. Like, I am officially ready. After like conquering my fear of riding with the demo, like I'm ready. Let's do this.
Okay.
And move it from there. But this is
well, I knew I needed to upgrade when you get on the freeway. For me, at least, I feel a lot of wind, and on the 250, it would shake and it would feel like it was gonna blow me away, bike me and all. And I'm not a skinny chick, so I felt like I was just gonna blow away on my bike. So I was like, it's time for me to upgrade. I can't be flying off the bike on the freeway. So I needed that heaviness, that weight. That's why I upgraded.
The 250 is pretty light and is easy to maneuver. Like, what made you, after the year, other than you're saying the size, was there any other reasons why you decided it was time for you to upgrade?
That, and I couldn't keep up with my people. Not that I upgraded because of them. Internally, I was ready. I was mentally ready. But I noticed on the 250 that I would be in third and fourth gear while everybody else is still in first. So, yeah, it was time. It was time.
I miss my little 250. All the memories you're giving me right now. I'm like, yep, I remember that. Yep. Riding in gear. You're like, okay, so this all I got. Y'all just in now barely hitting third?
What? Right. Oh, I'm maxed out.
Guys, I'm done. This is it.
I'm redlining right now.
Because I know you're probably tired of riding at this level right now. It's okay, guys. Just go.
Yeah. I was there, honey. I was there. Oh, the memories. It's funny that we could talk about this, that we share the same experience, but you really don't hear it anywhere. You don't hear that, I was riding with my friends and, I was maxing out and barely keeping up and they were still in second. Like, you don't hear those experiences. So this is awesome talking about this with you. I wasn't the only one going through that.
We're far and few, because I feel a lot of people, they feel getting a 250 is a waste of time, a waste of money, and you're gonna outgrow it in a matter of weeks or months. And I'm like, of what I'm hearing from you, you enjoy the ride, and eventually, you do. Some people, they love staying at the 250, 300 cc, and more power to them. But being able to feel comfortable to upgrade, like, that's an awesome thing.
Exactly. I agree. And I knew I was eventually going to upgrade. So it wasn't a matter of, I'm going to get this bike and, I'm going to upgrade and then I'm going to have to worry about getting another bike. I didn't care, because I knew I was going to have to do it anyway. I was just focused on the now. I didn't want to get a bigger bike. I just was fresh out the course. I knew I wanted that carbureted 250 as my starter bike.
Don't remind me of the carbureted.
Girl, the fuel injection is life now, girl. The fuel injection is a must. But yes, it was carbureted. But it was my first bike. I was fresh out the course. I knew I was probably going to drop it. I knew I was going to make mistakes. I didn't want to do that on something, heavy. And I mean, when I got the 600, I dropped it too, but I was more experienced coming off the 250 as opposed straight into a 600.
And I feel, I don't want to put words in your mouth, but I feel like if you start off larger, not saying that folks that don't start off larger, I feel it's easier to make mistakes, whereas with the smaller bike, you can make those mistakes. And if you do it on a bigger bike, you're like, I know what I need to do to correct this mistake, instead of freaking out.
It's more, I don't want to say control. I guess you would say control, because of the weight, because of the speed, how fast you can go. I mean, you could push a 250. It takes time to get there, but you could push a 250. You know how, you got to know your bike. But learning, definitely I suggest starting with a smaller bike. Because I did not grow up with riding. I didn't grow up riding anything mechanical, anything with wheels. The only thing I rode with wheels was roller skates. So for me, that's what I was comfortable with. Now, selling that 250 took, not a lot of people are looking for 250s unless you're trying to find somebody that's in the same situation. So that's the only thing with selling. It was with selling smaller bikes. You know, you got to find somebody who is looking for what you have, but that's the only downside. I love my 250. I'm glad I got a 250 first.
Okay. So moving from getting started and everything, you stated that you're on social media, boobs, tattoos, and a motorcycle. What got you into that?
What made me come up with that name?
It's such a long name, but it's something catchy because it's like, okay, yep, well, clearly I'm taking as a female and they have tattoos. So
I just figured, you know what do I have? I have big boobs. I have lots of tattoos and I ride a motorcycle. It can't get no simpler than that. And I was also trying to think of a name that it's not just what I have. I know other people have boobs, tattoos, and a motorcycle too. So I can relate to that. I was just trying to keep it simple, honey. That's it. I know. So, I think a lot of people are turned off because boobs starts it out, but it's like, we're grown. You don't gotta be scared.
I mean, social media, well, first off, they do let younger folks be on social media, but for the most part, like within our community, especially if you're riding motorcycles, you assume the person is of age to understand the content that is going on in that person's social media. So.
And also, my thing is, I'm grown. I am not a child's role model. I don't dress like a child. I don't talk like a child. I don't look like a child. So I don't have kids and I'm not responsible for any children. And I get children look up to adults, but I'm not a child and I'm not going to act like one to appease or, I'm not. I'm grown. I hang out with grown people. So I'm around grown-ups. Okay. So I didn't really, when I chose the name, I did think about that and take that into consideration. But at the end of the day, I'm grown. I don't.
It is what it is.
Did that come out right?
Catchy because it makes you like, oh, okay. Let me go check out this person. What's going on with their page? So you have social media, you have an Instagram and a YouTube. So what got you into with the social media platforms? What are you doing on these platforms?
My whole goal is to educate, entertain, and engage. My whole purpose is to educate, entertain, and engage, especially for the newer writers or the ones who want to write or who are unsure. It's just basically to disseminate what I've learned to other people and not hold that information in. I like interviewing other female writers to get their perspective and ask them why they started writing, and that's information I wanted to know when I was looking for other female writers. And the stuff that I ask now is stuff that I wish I would have known. And it's not just the writing. I have my nipple piercing journey on YouTube, and that whole experience in itself, stuff you can't find, I couldn't readily find on YouTube. So I made my own journey. It's just to disseminate the information that I know. I'm not the world's best writer. I'm not, I ride my own ride. I'm slow compared to a lot of people. But what I know, I just want to pass on to other people. Make it easier,
And that is the reason why I started the confessions, as far as I started my own confessions.
Yeah.
And then I get other people's take on what is it about bike life that got you into it? What advice would you give other writers? Because I've learned so much just from the different interviews, as far as just the personal experiences. I'm like, wow, I never thought of that. Like, okay, That is great advice that you've given. Okay, you might have a quote unquote physical impairment as someone would consider, but you still out here riding your ride and getting it and doing it. Have all limbs. So
exactly.
Like, I'm riding some folks out here, but that is why I started the confessions, and I love hearing everyone's stories, because everyone's story at the end of the day is going to be totally different from the previous story and the story ahead. So
exactly.
So with your social media, with the Instagram and the YouTube, what other than you're saying being entertaining and engaging and educational, is there anything else that you want your viewers and your followers to get from you? Or is there any other new projects coming up that you can give a snippet? Because I know folks think being business owners or things of that nature, they don't want to give all the information out until it is launched. Now come check me out and please support. So
well, I'm learning a lot as I put out content. I'm learning what people react to, what they don't react to, what they like, what they don't like, and it's a learning experience. It's a journey for me right now. So I do have a couple of things coming out on my YouTube channel, because I see my YouTube channel as my own TV network, and TV networks have different shows. So my YouTube channel I'm testing out different shows, if you will. But at the end of the day, everything that I do put out is to remain in those three categories: educate, entertain, and engage. So I have interviews. I interview other writers as we write together, other female writers, and I engage a lot in the Instagram community by asking questions, and I get a lot of answers based on those questions, because like you said earlier, we ride, we throw our leg over the bike for different reasons. We all want to go home for the same reason, but we all have different experiences, and nobody really talks about those experiences. So that's why I ask a lot of questions. So all the content, most of my content is me asking questions, regurgitating the answers, and engaging with, trying to engage, and therefore putting out the information to educate. So yeah, everything I do, that's what I do. That's why I do it. So check me out.
Hey. Now, I do remember you have like Are you still having the boob tattoos and the motorcycle merchandise that's available for people?
I do have merchandise. Yes, I have hats, I have sweaters, I have t-shirts, because yes, I do have boobs tattoos and a motorcycle, but everybody has, not everybody, all females who ride, who have tattoos, and who have boobs can relate. So the link is in my Instagram bio to the merchandise.
All right, and I'll add to the description then.
And in the future, I do want to come out with the e-course. So like I said, it's to remain in those three categories: educate, entertain, and engage.
All right, so to wrap up our interview, I always ask, what solid advice would you give other writers, whether they're new, whether they are someone that's already been writing? What solid advice would you give to other writers?
I would say, and in all of my interviews, I've heard this from every single female: ride your own ride. Mm-hmm. It is the most important thing to do. You cannot emulate somebody and you don't have their experience. The bike is not forgiving. It is not. It will turn on you if you don't know what you're doing really quickly. So do what you do.
Okay.
And it does not matter how long it takes for you to get to the next level. Master the level that you're on and then move up. I remember being on my 250, and like I said, I was right out of the course, fresh out of the course. But I had to get on the freeway. I couldn't just take the streets everywhere I wanted to go. So I remember for a whole week, I think I took off work for that whole week. I put in vacation time, and all I did every day was get on the freeway and get off at the next exit, because I was trying to get used to speeding up to get in the flow of traffic, looking behind my shoulder to merge over, looking behind my other shoulder to merge off, slowing down on the exit ramp. I did that over and over all day for the whole week. I would go home as if it was lunch and then get back on the road. But I'm saying that because I had that whole week to practice that. If I didn't take off work, I wouldn't have had that whole week. I would have had to do it in my own time. And that's the whole point. Do it in your own time. Don't do it because everybody else is doing it. Do it when you feel comfortable. And then once you master that, you move up to the next level. So ride your own ride, people. And who cares who's laughing and who's talking about you and who leaves you? You gonna get there eventually. Let them talk, because they're not the ones.
What's the location? Like, what's the location? I still ask.
Get the address. Have them text it to you.
I'll just myself. I'll see y'all in a few minutes.
Exactly. Master where you are. Move on to the next level in your own time. It's always good to ride with different people because you learn different things from other people, but don't try to do what everybody else is doing. Learn, take it in, but master where you are before you move on to something else.
Love it. All right, Missy. Well, that will conclude our interview. So we've already been to have boobs, tattoos, and a motorcycle. Check that out at the bottom in the descriptions. Make sure you hit that follow and subscribe on Instagram, on YouTube for Boobs, Tattoos, and Motorcycle.
And Miss Adventures.
Miss Adventures and Brown.Eyes.Yogini. Hit that notification bell so that you know exactly when there's more moto, yoga, and other content available. Is there anything else or anyone that you'd like to give a shout out to before we conclude?
There are so many people. I would like to shout you out. I would, because this is my first interview.
There's more to come from here, so. I put everything in the spot when I asked that question. Oh my God, where do I even start?
There are. Let's see. Okay, there's so many people. Okay, you, 40 Deuce.
Okay.
One Up.
Okay.
It's probably not his full name. It's 1 Up 5 something. Goodness, there is so many people. Just everybody, the whole Black life community. I'm sorry if I don't name you, but if I've talked to you, I'm shouting you out. Everybody who has been supportive, who's included me, who's helped me, Jixer Sisters, that girl Betty J, Jesus, so many people, y'all. I swear, this social media will have you connected with people all over the world. I'm sorry if I don't name you.
That is okay. They totally said, because I did the same thing on my podcast. I was like, oh my God, totally forgot the two main organizations, but I shot them out on a regular, so I think we should be good.
Okay.
All right. Thank you for watching. And again, until next time, love, light, and positive vibes, everyone. We're out.